TV. Yes? Okay, sounds good. No problem. It wasn't me that messed up once.
Now you don't mute her, just like raise the level.
Hey guys, welcome back to Nashville here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We are discussing Season 5, Episode 16 called I'm Not Ready to Play Nice. And luckily, the girls finally played nice. We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
So beautiful.
So good. Like, why couldn't the song have been like at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, I know. Like,
I mean, I think that would have set the wrong tone for the episode.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. Such a good song.
yeah, it was great. It built to this, though. And like, to end on this. All right, well, we'll talk about that. Hey, guys, welcome back to Nashville. I'm one of your hosts, JJ Jurgens. You can follow me at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and JJ.Jurgens on Instagram. And I got one other lovely co-host tonight, the beautiful...
Yes, hello, everyone. Thank you, JJ. I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. Just two.
Woo, just two of us tonight. All right, so let's talk about these girls right away. I mean, finally they made up, but let's talk about the path to that.
But unfortunately, to have a makeup, they had to have a breakup.
Yes.
So it's not the first time you see them vicious at each other. Mm-hmm. But after all these episodes and after all these seasons of watching Maddie like make all the wrong choices and stuff, I felt for her because she was on the right side. Because Daphne was the one who did, and Liv more so, but Daphne was the one who was okay with it. Mm-hmm. And I felt for Maddie because she doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I thought she was right in wanting to kick her out of the house and feeling so betrayed. Because I think it would have been one thing if once Daphne realized that this was as huge as it was, if she would have came to her and apologized then and like confessed, and then I think it may be a little different situation. But by also knowing what happened and not apologizing and just kind of hoping she never found out was definitely not the right approach either,
And I think the sad thing is I don't think Daphne realizes like just the gravity of how hurtful that actually was towards Maddie as a person, but as a musician, as a singing career, especially in the professional industry, like she degraded her image. Mm-hmm. That's just like degradation of a human character. Like people have sued over stuff like that, and you do that to your own sister. Like, come on, Daphne. Mm-hmm. It's like I get it, she's young, but I mean, you don't do that to family,
right? And then defending Liv more over her, through the whole thing. I mean, that's got to be hurtful for her as well.
I know. What really bothered me with Liv, that Liv never apologized either, and I mean, I'm glad they kind of like went back to Liv and tried to like remedy the situation, but it still really bothers me that Liv never was actually genuinely apologetic about it. She did not feel bad about it. And the fact that these girls are still welcoming Liv back into the house when she's the one who caused all this, that really irritates me.
I completely agree with you. To have her not be grateful for what they were, and I realize her situation, but for her not to be thankful and appreciative of, what happened and like you said, take responsibility for it and apologize, but to not be sorry and to just kind of poo-poo them offering you back in again, it just, that didn't sit right with me either.
Right, and I understand blood is thicker than water, but the water in this case was still not a likable character to make me think, like, why in the hell would Daphne and Maddie, welcome this woman, not really woman, like this girl back into their arms after what she just did.
I like that they did. I mean, I like that that Maddie still then sided with Daphne and wanted to try to help, because I think it's great, and I would love to see them be able to help her. But then not when she responds,
Right. Like, I like the fact that they're forgiving.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, and that shows, maturity within both of these girls. But I'm just more mad at the fact that Liv never genuinely apologized. It's one thing to actually apologize and then be like, no, I don't, deserve to be back in your home, and I'm just going to go back with my friends. But I just wanted one apology, or just one moment where she actually felt bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
I totally agree. We saw nothing. We're not her feeling bad about it at all.
No remorse whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
And then I think that's also the result of, again, not being in the best environment. She didn't have the best love from her family and friends. She doesn't know what it's like to, be social in that way and like have feelings for and compassion for other people. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. It's also put Deacon in such a rough spot this week. It was tough to see him trying his best to parent, and he knew he was just missing Rayna, and just this was too much. These two girls, and all of this drama.
And not just his own daughters, but also with Scarlett. I'm like, oh, what a man Deacon is, dealing with everybody. And now that we know that Scarlett's is having a girl, I'm like, oh, just more girl problems in his life. Sad that was the only thing I think of. But gotta love Deacon, though. Yes. And I'm glad he took that moment to like be the mediator between his daughters. But after the fact that they already made up, that was a nice comedic. Well, like some levity between those two.
Yeah, I think it was well written all around, and the fact that I was glad. It was nice to see him, say that sorry just wasn't okay in the situation. Just feel like he had to punish her a little bit more, and take the phone. So I'm glad that he stood his ground on that, and at least, we were saying ground her, keep her in her room, don't let her out. Like, this is a bad one. She should have been sent to that room and like cut off of everything, phone out of the house. But yeah, but he just felt so sorry for him, because then you have Maddie on the other hand, like, that's not enough, and just like no matter what he does, he feels like he can't win.
Right. Oh my goodness. I mean, and like, granted, we were questioning whether like grounding, just taking away her phone for a month, was a severe enough punishment. And I was just thinking, I'm gonna be like the most strict parent. I was like, I'd be like 3 months and your computer, But I'm glad that like he stood his ground as a parent, as the only parent in that situation. But my question is, like, if you're going to take away the phone, why still have it physically in front of her where she could grab it?
We both said that. We're like, what's that going to do? No, like, he's just text on there.
Take it with you. Keep it on your person, or lock it away so she doesn't have actual access to the phone.
I would have taken it, turned that thing off, and done. She wouldn't have seen that thing for
or like just remove her from the line, from the family plan. Sorry, Daphne, you're cut.
I know, leaving it sitting just in the kitchen hanging out was like,
I was like, that was a mean tease, especially when the moment when she goes to grab it and it's like, don't even think about it. It's like, don't even text her, just keep the phone. You don't even have to text her. Goodness, man. He's still learning. Still learning, I guess.
He is learning, and he's got a lot of ladies around him with their panties in a wad. Right?
Definitely all these panties in a bunch.
Speaking of panties in a bunch, let's talk to you a little bit about MeUndies. So MeUndies are simply the softest, most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear. Seriously, once you'll try them, you won't want to wear anything else except maybe like when you have your swimsuit on, or if you're be naked for every other second of your life. Then there's MeUndies. So every pair of MeUndies is sustainably sourced and made from micromodal, a fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. I want to feel that. That sounds amazing.
That already sounds great.
Right? 3 times softer. I want that on my buns. If you're used to buying packs of uncomfortable, boring underwear that only come in white, gray, black, or tan, MeUndies will change everything on that. There's all kinds of color. This month, there's a rainbow confetti print called Celebrate. I mean, how fun to be wearing underwear called Celebrate. That's got to just...
And by by the way, this is Ronnie in the booth. I'm wearing that exact pair right now in the booth.
Well, give us Ronnie. A shot. Can you...
you got to pay for that.
I love the rainbow idea because it's June. It's Pride Month. Definitely fitting.
June, it was my birthday Sunday. I should wear them to celebrate. What else we celebrate? 4th of July.
4th of July is
Got
coming
lots of things
up.
to celebrate.
Colorful.
Right. So try MeUndies today. Go get the Celebrate pattern before they're all gone at MeUndies.com/buzz. BUZZ. And you'll save 20% off your first pair. That's something to celebrate too.
I mean, panties can be really expensive, so I'm glad like there's a great price for them,
Yeah.
and especially if they're comfortable. Shoot, don't just get one, get multiple.
Yeah, it's summer. It's like sweaty and stuff. That soft cotton will be
I
good.
know. Everyone just wants. I mean, it's so hot here in the valley too. Everyone
Yeah.
just wants to be in the underwear. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Why not
Yep.
wear MeUndies while we're at it?
Totally. So you'll feel for yourself why MeUndies has sold. They've sold over 5 million pairs to date, which.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And if you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, don't worry, because they're free. Yes, they're free. That's how confident they are in your product, So, okay, so you get 20% off your first pair plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/buzz right now. That's MeUndies.com/buzz. MeUndies.com/buzz.
BUZZ.
Yes.
Excellent.
Undies for everybody.
I want like multiple.
Me
That
too.
sounds amazing. I love cotton.
Well, you know when you wear, like, when your undies happy, you're just, like, in a happier mood, you know, sometimes.
Right.
Like, so if you're celebrating under there, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be happy.
And comfortable.
Happy and comfortable.
And
All
colorful.
right, well, let's talk about somebody who's not very happy tonight, Juliet. So she finds reason to go off uncontrollably. What did you think about her tonight?
I mean, it felt like the old Juliet, but this argument literally came out of nowhere. Was
Yeah.
she this? I think again, this is her fabrication in her own mind and her own insecurities being projected off on unfortunately Hallie, where like she's very insecure. It sounds really terrible that like maybe she doesn't trust Avery enough for him to be faithful to her, and I think that's that abandonment issue that she has, but. I'm so glad Avery put her in her place. It's like, you were the one who tracked her down. You were the one who offered her a singing career and all this. It's like, come on, Juliet, what are you doing? I think it was also maybe Juliet's like slight jealousy that Hallie's actually doing well in this career, and she might actually become bigger than Juliet, and because Juliet's career is not doing the greatest right now. But I mean, you can't attack her. She hasn't even started.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on all the points. I definitely thought that it was her jealousy of and fear that she could get bigger. And, you know, I think we loved that song, Who I Love. It's an amazing song, and I thought Hallie sounded amazing on it. But I do think Juliet should sing that one. I mean, because that final song that Hallie sang, I totally agree with Deacon and Avery that that's the kind of artist he wants on the label, and that's the kind of stuff he wants to promote. Someone with her own unique sound and what she's passionate about. It comes through on her music.
I agree. I also put in my notes, all caps, so good, that song. Ridiculous. And I do like the fact that they pointed out that any woman artist could sing this, or any artist could sing this. So I don't think it's going to go to Hallie. I do think it could be going into my predictions. I thought it could either go to Juliet or Maddie. Because Maddie hasn't really had her first single out. Well, she had that first song, but like this could also this is also in Maddie's wheelhouse too for that pop-ish sound. Great song. Oh my goodness. But it didn't I completely agree with the facts that it doesn't sound like Hallie.
Yeah.
You know, all the other music that we heard, it's not true to her authenticity and her roots, and I completely agree. And I think Juliet again was in the wrong.
Yeah, and you know, just the way she handles things too, we're still seeing a lot of the old Juliet, because even when Deacon and Avery and her are having the meeting, you know, she walks out of the meeting. Well, that's not how you do business either.
That's not professional.
Right. You want them, you want in a collaboration like that, like you want people to be able to say their true opinions and how they feel about the direction of this artist. And so for her to just back out, leave the room when she doesn't like what they're saying, and it's 2 against 1. You think she just needs to breathe and take a minute and like listen, which we see her not doing the whole episode, like when in the beginning when she's thinking they're just messing around with doing other songs and the thing, and they're like, no, we finished an hour ago, you know. know? So,
Yeah. And Avery, once again, was like, if you let her speak, she could have told you that they finished it. And also, it just made Juliet look bad that she walked in with the assumption that nothing got done.
Yeah.
Like, and I know people like that, when, like, you go away and then they're like, okay, what's wrong? You know, like, when they come back, they're the ones who finds, like, okay, what didn't get done right? Or, like, and points that out. I know that personality. So it's very frustrating to see Juliet is that type of person who will just be like, okay, what didn't you do?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Juliet, have some faith in your producer, in your music, or your musician that you're helping. I mean, come on, girl.
I know.
Goodness.
Yeah, we'll get into more on the predictions on her on that one. But it's just,
I think she's just very irrational in this episode.
Yeah, definitely. Like borderline just about to just crack and lose it. Mm-hmm. And it just, I mean, poor Avery. Like, I mean, we have Deacon and Avery, and it's like poor Avery too. It's like he's keeps putting up with this, you know, and she's just so lucky that she has him, because he's so good about, like, I'm gonna leave you, I'm going home to the baby, you stay here and you think hard on this, you know. So I like that he does that. I like that he just doesn't, like, you know, bow down to her and like
he's
calls
the
her out
voice
on
of
it.
reason.
Yeah.
He's the voice of, and like, what an understanding man to put up with that too. Like, and I'm glad
for so
that
long. Good.
No, and I also wonder too if does she act out a line specifically more and more because that he is always her safety net? Like, do you think if he walked away, would she finally have to be accountable? It sounds crazy, but
it doesn't sound crazy to me, actually, because if somebody actually calls you out on that irrational behavior, and if he threatened, like, to leave, she'd be lost if he left her again, you know.
But
so it's like,
that's also the thing. Avery's the only person who will call her out.
yeah.
And who will also still love her at the end of the day, too. I don't think any other man would do it. Maybe Deacon, but, like, in the business sense. Mm-hmm. But Avery's the only person who will actually put up with her crap.
Yeah. But I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think now she's taking advantage of that. Like, she knows, you know, she's done this over and over and over, and he's always that person. So I think she's relying on it a little, you know, too much.
It looks like it's eating him up.
See.
We'll
Yeah.
see you next episode.
All right, what else? Anything else in that storyline?
Hallie's songs sound great.
Mm-hmm.
I hope maybe her the song that she sang after, who I love, the one that was like more grassroots, that sounded good too.
Yeah. Agree.
Like, it's a bit more slower, more of a melancholy song, but there are some artists who start off with like a slow, sad song, but like can shoot them to the number one. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a really strong start for Hallie.
And I really hope she keeps the strength, because it's so sad to see her so upset over, you know, and I get it, we've all been in situations and we don't know how we got ourselves in there, and you can't help who you love or what happens, but to have her being upset over this guy who was still living with his wife, you know, and George, yeah, and now breaks up with her because, you know, it's surely he's jealous too.
This sounds mean. I put in my notes. I put in my notes when we found out that she broke up with George. I was like, do we care?
Exactly.
Honestly, I mean, again, like I said last week, this is a storyline that we'll never ever see with these characters. They were on the screen for 5 minutes, and yet they're already off the screen, and we still don't give a shit about them.
I agree, and I don't.
Why is this eating her up?
Right.
He's a married man. Come on,
exactly.
Girl, you're the other woman.
Yeah, and I don't want to see this at all hold her back from anything. So, like, to see her, like, crying or not know what she wants to do in the studio and be set back from him, I'm like, no, like, cut this off.
Stop it.
Agree.
I mean, like, if she wants a successful career, she's going to have to get rid of her personal crap and personal dramas. Like, that's just holding her back from her true potential.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Sure.
Shoot.
Agree.
I can't say it more nicely than that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yep.
boy. What other notes you had? Anything else tonight?
Scarlett and Gunnar.
Oh, yeah. I had to put that for last, and I forgot to write it up there. Yeah. Wow.
Shipping. I love how they're trying to. It's like, what's a shipper?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, 21st century. Really sad how that is a thing. But I do ship a lot of relationships and television shows. Them together. I'm not sure what's happening. They're constantly together in the public. Even Gunnar was like, in the future, in the simple life, when there's no more tours and it's just us three. Like, he's thinking about future longevity with her, this woman and child. Mm-hmm. She's not thinking that. And then her interview with the one chick.
I know. Do you think this interview? Well, I guess I'm gonna save it for predictions. But yeah, the interview with that, we knew when we were watching, like, oh, this is bad.
No, she's digging.
Yep, she's digging. She's gonna expose.
Media reporters. Yeah. She figured it out, and I was like, and you could see the look in her eyes. She's like, oh, I got scoop.
Yep.
I got scoop. And I think also, like, maybe just jaded because we work in the media industry. It's like, when someone has good information, like, I have information no one else is. I'm going to put this out. I don't care whose image it ruins, but it makes me look good because I'm the one that got the information.
Yeah, and I mean, I like in a sense, I mean, I don't like this girl at all, but I like in a sense that we find out that she had an affair with him too. Because all of a sudden you see Scarlett maybe like questioning, like it makes me feel sad for Scarlett because I know she feels like, oh man, like I fell for this guy too, and like that he's smooth, he's got this moves. It's not like he was just in love with me. He does this to other women and other married women, other people think it's part of his thing.
He's a player,
right?
Game, like it's the game that Damien plays, and I said it from the start. Don't like this guy. Don't like him.
And I think that's gonna make her realize, I mean, how solid Gunnar is, and I mean that's not how I want her to come back to him because I want her, it's like.
Oh, but like we've said it before too. It's like, do we want them two to end up together anymore after everything?
I don't, but I think it's turning her. I think that's what'll kind of start to turn her towards him because I think she'll. Realize she's been making a mistake and go there, but
you guys don't like them together?
Ultimately? We did, but I don't know anymore.
When they did that song, it Ain't Yours to Throw Away, I'm still season 2? I'm still stuck on it, and I need them to be back together eventually.
Oh, it's just we're tired of watching them get back together, break up, like literally, and like everyone else knows it too. That is the story as the exes, as the singing group.
Yeah.
But it's actually really exhausting to watch them get back together and then break up over something and get back together again. And just like the way it goes about, like, oh my God, here we go again.
Right. We just want to see them happy, like again, just like get over it. Like say, okay, we each have our baggage, we have our stuff, and then but this they kept teasing. It's like they'd start to do it again this season, and then. Not together again. It's too much.
But the thing is, Gunnar wants it. I don't think Scarlett wants it. And that's the problem, because I would love if those two got back together if they both genuinely mutually wanted to get back together. Then I'm all for it.
Me too.
But it seems like a one-sided situation here. Gunnar's the one who wants it more.
Right, and I want Gunnar to have somebody that like loves him as much as as he loves her. You know,
and I don't think she's going to. As sad as that sounds, I really don't. She might actually end up alone. Like if she keeps pushing men like that in her personal life and having all these insecurities that she's in it for herself and no one's going to treat her properly. No, I can completely see Scarlett ending up alone. Raising this child. I mean, granted, she's going to have like her whole immediate family around her, and like I wouldn't be surprised at the future end of the show that she ends up single.
I wouldn't be surprised by it either.
Nah, no. Unless she like actually like becomes vulnerable, opens herself up, then maybe I'd be open to her getting back to Gunnar. But
yeah, she's got to make a big gesture for Gunnar to want them back together again.
Get rid of Damien.
Yeah.
Get him out of the picture.
Completely.
Hopefully, because Damien's just poison as well.
Yeah.
And that evil reporter woman. What was that? Mackenzie Roser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl.
I need more moments like this. That was my favorite. That was when it was good, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, they were good.
This is like throwback.
Wow.
I believe them then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me totally.
And you are right. It is over and over.
It is. And that's the thing. We're not denying. Like, they have amazing chemistry together when they perform. That's why they're so good as a couple, as a duo, as a musician duo. Like, everyone loves them together because they do create magic.
Yep.
But their magic comes from, like, the most toxic place, which is sad. Which is really, really sad.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it didn't start out that way. It started out from a good place, I felt like.
I know.
But over the years,
it's just become poison.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
But she's having a girl.
Yeah, she is having more girls. Yeah.
I hope it actually, like, maybe, like, this child will actually, like, because maybe Scarlett doesn't need anyone right now. And I think we said it before, too. Like, she just needs to figure out what she wants. And it's okay to be single and figure out your life. That's what your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever age it is. I think every woman should have that moment where they're just literally by themselves figuring out their life. And if she's alone with her own child, I think that would help her do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm hoping maybe since we see her go to Mackenzie next week and tell her off, that I'm hoping maybe that's the start of her, like, you know, getting her power back and standing up for and making her decisions instead of being in this wishy-washy world of, oh, did I want Damien? Did I want Gunnar? Would I have this? So I hope it makes, and I'm sure having a baby would make you question it. And like you said, she'll maybe spend that time focusing and figure out what her plan is.
Yeah, just focus on yourself.
Yep.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Get away from, and unfortunately, like, the media's now, she's in a position where everyone's following her life. Like, she's hit success.
Yeah, and they're,
you know?
I mean, just like when they're at the store, clothing store, I mean, it's going to be so hard.
Those
and
girls.
annoying and, yeah.
Pictures.
Everywhere you go.
Shipping. The ship life.
Right. All right, shall we do predictions?
Yeah.
All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What you got?
Okay, well, it was more so, I think I said it before, the song Who I Love, I can see it go to Juliet or Maddie. I can actually see it go to Juliet because girl needs a good song to get her career back into where it was before it went downhill, or more so, like, plane crash. It'd be great. And like, Juliet already has this other song that she unfortunately stole. But I think, like, Juliet just needs a roster of good songs to release to get her career back on track. But I also love Maddie and Daphne's song at the end, too.
Loved it.
Popish.
So good.
So good. Oh, my goodness.
So cute to see them singing together, and yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I want a retraction on this story with that Mackenzie Roser put out. Unfortunately, it is true because we, the audience, know with that dramatic irony. But that's just so not professional. I'd hope for a retraction, or if Damien actually says something. Like, maybe he admits that he is a scumbag. but just to see, and I hopefully, like, Scarlett's not the only one going through all of this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I had one when you were thinking I had something I was going to say, and I totally lost it. Do you have any more? Maybe it'll come back to me.
I don't think Liv... I think Liv is going to come back in some shape and form. Maybe hopefully, we do have the moment where she actually apologizes to Maddie. Because Daphne also says, you have my number, so they do have that connection. Like, literally, I don't think this is the last of Liv that we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I still think they've got to do something, maybe something with her music, because they kind of they planted that seed when she was singing early on.
With Liv?
Yeah.
Liv might have music?
I don't know.
I don't know. If Liv and Daphne actually collaborate and they produce songs, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I think it would be awesome if Maddie and Daphne sang more, and then those songs would be on Maddie's album.
Yeah.
And then that will actually raise Daphne's image, because she said when they were arguing in this episode, like, the spotlight's always on Maddie. Always on Maddie. Yeah, she's older and she has a music career right now, but this could help Daphne.
Yeah. For sure.
It'd be great. They're not really predictions, they're more like wishes.
Wishes, predictions, whatever. And I can't remember the one that's why I don't have my pen tonight. Usually I write I know I can't remember what the prediction was. It kind of popped in my head because I didn't see it when we were watching, but now I can't remember.
We see Will Lexington in the bed too next
episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damien and Will gonna break up. They need to break up.
Not Damien.
No, not Damien. Sorry, Zach.
Yeah,
oh, goodness. I don't like Zach either.
Yes. We knew he was bad too.
I know shady crap.
So we see him look at his phone, so he's got to see something
happened
that he did.
Do you think Zach cheated? I don't know. Zach went away, and we don't know what happened because we didn't see both of them in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then what do we think?
Will's gonna break up with Zach.
I think so too.
Well, he tried breaking up last week.
Yeah.
And then Will was like, sorry. Zach was like, I have this advertisement for you, and you can have a great song.
Do you think Avery is? What do you think he's telling Juliet? Do you think he said he's been thinking about it a long time? Is it that he wants to go on tour, or is it that he wants a break from her, or what she's been treating him like?
I mean, well, like if he goes on tour, he essentially does get a break from her. But I think this could be that moment that we've been talking about, like that moment of built resentment that he just needs to do something for himself, for his career. He is a musician. He's constantly placating towards Juliet. He just needs to be a man and do something for him. It's deserved.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's deserved. He's earned it.
I agree.
Oh my goodness.
That's all we got for tonight.
Yep.
So now our schedule. We're off till...
Yes. Okay. So because it's the summer, a lot of the hosts, and you can tell, we're already slowly dwindling down. We will be back July 21st, or July 20th, whatever that Thursday is. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Because of the summer schedule, we're going to be
20th.
Yeah, we're going to be tripling up on the 20th.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to cover the next 3 episodes on the 20th.
We
all
heard,
4 of us will be back.
Yes. We hear they might be off for one of those weeks, so it'll either be 2 or 3. We're not sure.
We're either doubling or tripling.
Yeah.
Mostly because of it is the summer schedule. People are traveling.
Well, everybody kind of made vacation plans before we knew. They didn't announce when they were coming back.
Yeah. Before
everybody kind of made the plan. So bear with us, but we'll keep reading your comments and chatting along with you and looking up for the new news and stories. So we'll still be keeping the conversation going during that time.
And we might be coming back with swag. Yes.
We might be coming back with some very special swag that you guys might want to get your hands on as well for that episode. So it should be a great, high energy, full studio, fun start back.
Little tease for you.
Keep going for the summer.
Little tease for you.
All right. Where can everybody follow you, Marisa?
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And you can follow me at JJ Jurgens. Thank you guys so much for watching again. We'll see you next week. Or no, I'm sorry.
We'll see you on July 20th. Bye, everyone.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Y'all later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.